Hello? Hello? Hey, I'm stuck. Can someone help me, please?
No one is coming to save you, you pathetic string of a man.
Who are you? What does that even mean?
Silence! I've had my eye on you for a while, Major Pineapple. I was even the one who put all of those spooky games on your Switch in a vain attempt to get you off the console.
You gave me video games for free. I'll kill you, you son of a bitch!
I wouldn't try to escape if I were you. The restraints holding you down to your chair are linked to your heart. If they're broken, your heart will stop beating.
Like hell, dude, these are 2 zip ties. You left scissors right there and you didn't even do a good job. I could slip out of this easy.
I just changed it, so now if they're broken, you'll never be able to game again!
Guess you didn't.
Oh, but I did. This is my domain you're in!
So why am I here? Why did you take me?
I want you to look at a few games on this shelf. Some of them you might remember, others not so much.
Oh my god, yeah, I totally forgot about these games like Switch Sports and...
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, like I haven't played a lot of these in a few years.
Play them then.
Wait, hold on. You brought me back to your domain, which weirdly looks a lot like my room. Stalker much. Just to play a couple of Switch games I forgot came out?
Yes. I'll be off now. Just sit back and enjoy, Major Pineapple.
Wow, this guy is really nice. He kidnaps me, restrains me, and then he wants me to play a bunch of Switch games? This guy's awesome. Look at it, he's laughing too.
Fool! I've put a curse on all of those forgotten games of his. The more he plays, the more his memory will fade into nothing. And I'm gonna make it an unbearable process for him.
It's prone to happen. Whether your backlog just gets backed up or a game just doesn't hit the same, you're bound to forget a few of the games you've played. That doesn't make it a bad game by any means, just kind of forgetful.
It's like most superhero movies now, and yes, I am hinting at something.
All the games here are games that I own and I have played. Also, there are games that may be niche, not many people are playing. Overall,
The main point, these are all games that I was really excited for, games that I really enjoy playing, but no one seems to talk about anymore. Hell, even me.
I also don't want to talk about any free-to-play online multiplayer games because those are destined to be forgotten.
Spellbreak, Ninjala, Overwatch 2, Dauntless. Do people even play these games now? It's hard to tell how many people are actually playing these games because there's no accurate charts saying how many people are active online. At least for Switch. And also, these are games that have to have physical releases. I should be able to go into a Target, Best Buy, God forbid Walmart, find the game, and give myself a 5-finger discount.
I give up.
Also, preferably a sizable marketing push. It's not really fair to put a bunch of random indie games or some old titles like Star Wars Republic Commando, because yeah, this is a great game, but it already had its time like 15 years ago. Or no, 18. God, I'm old. 18 years. But before we talk about the first game, I think it's pretty safe to say that Starfield is going to be one of the biggest games of this generation.
Being able to sit yourself in a ship and go to undiscovered planets is enough to give any gamer wet bed sheets in the morning. But this isn't the first game to do this. It's a little too early. Starlink Battle for Atlas is a pretty ambitious game, all things considered. This was a collaboration between Ubisoft and Nintendo, but only for Switch.
I only played Starlink on Switch, and because of that, I got to experience it with
Star Fox, hell yeah, baby! This alone makes every other version of this game completely obsolete. And I gotta be honest, for a Switch game, it ain't bad. I can go from outer space to the planet's surface with zero load screen, so nicely done, Ubisoft. This is on a Switch, dog. The biggest game on the most powerful console ever made can't even do that. Even the ship combat is pretty slick. I don't typically like combat in ships, planes, etc. I like to feel like I'm the one in the game making things happen, not controlling the device to make the things happen. And isn't that what gaming is? Shut up, it makes sense to me, I don't care. So I've owned Starlink twice now. The first time I sold it online, but on Black Friday 2019, I saw the entire bundle with the game, poster, controller with the toy to life.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is a toy to life game.
Way past its peak. This is like developing a brand new game that's heavy on motion controls. Nintendo Switch Sports is, honest to God, one of my favorite Switch games. I was there for the beta tests. I was there the launch day. I took that day off of work so I could stream it. And I am streaming a lot more here. I'm doing it like maybe twice a week now. Hit that notification bell and join the Discord to be notified first. Even the announcement got me mad hyped. I had said multiple times, even before we knew the existence of Switch Sports, that I just wanted Wii Sports Plus Resort ported to the Switch. And now, after everything is all said and done, I feel like a child being given a gift by his prepper dad.
Hey bud, just want to let you know, in case you ever see a mushroom cloud, take this. It'll protect you from the radiation. What?
Now, I do really like Switch Sports. The game is simple, the sports are fun to play, and I actually have an easy time getting matches online. But this is not what we wanted from a spiritual successor to Wii Sports. It shipped just under 10 million units, which is badass, but we wanted a lot more of the sports and experiences that Wii Sports Plus Resort gave us. We wanted and we deserved jet skiing, basketball, the air sports, archery, and all we got were what? 2 tennis games, bowling, golf, which came at a later date, like nearly a year after, and soccer, which I'm American, I don't give a shit about soccer.
We should have gotten a lot more than we did with Nintendo Switch Sports. It's such a shame that it's in the shape that it's in because it's not bad. It's actually great. I gotta say, in some respects, it's even better than the classic Wii games we got.
Oof, I don't need to ruin him. He'll do it himself with his awful hot takes.
Alright, so that's enough of Switch Sports. Let's go to Star League and... Wait. No, I already talked about it. Let's go to the next game and... Oh, I know!
I thought that the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games were dead. The last game was released in 2009, but 9 years after, amidst all the hype being made by the MCU, we got something no one expected. We got something that no one had ever even heard of.
A sequel. Whoa. I'm kind of confused on what's happening. I'm sorry, guys.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, took inspiration from the recent movies of the MCU, Deadpool, even Spider-Verse with the characters being used, and adds this really cool comic book cel-shaded art style that's incredibly striking. Being a fan of the movies and comics alike scratched all the right spots in my brain.
It took inspiration from the movies, the art style from the books, and I just said that. What's going on? I know Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 has a pretty dedicated fan base to it, and it harkens back to the days of old. My favorite era of gaming, the 6th generation, the 8th generation, the 7th generation. God, moving on. God, these zip ties are like chains. I wish I could just astral project myself out of here so that way I could get some freedom. Wait, why does that sound familiar?
Astral Chain is the first third-party game here developed by Platinum Games, just like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. When Astral Chain came out, it felt entirely new and unique, and playing it 4 years later, it still does. You play a cop with a titular device that links you to basically a demon, and it is so sick. Scarlet Nexus came out a year after, and it was perceived as Astral Chain 2, so there's clearly a market and a niche for this kind of game, but it's not being truly explored or built on. Like, dude, come on, be honest with me. That is the coolest game you have never played. I hate that this game is on this list because it's one of the best Switch games and no one talks about it. You have an incredible art style, kind of a so-so story, incredibly fun combat, smart controls, pretty darn challenging, and best of all, a completely unique premise. There was no game like Astral Chain when it first came out, and 4 years later, that still reigns true.
It appears to have happened sooner than expected. He's losing his memory. I knew that the Forgotten Games would ruin him. I don't want it to go too fast. I'll throw 2 games his way from a popular series that no one plays, just to savor in this.
I'm not even kidding when I say this. Plants vs. Zombies is one of my favorite games.
When I was first introduced to Plants vs. Zombies, all I had to say was,
really, dude? Plants vs. Zombies, and it's a strategy game?
But now I'm like,
yeah, dude, it's Plants vs. Zombies. What's there to not like? Okay, let's be real. EA only made it a shooter so that way they can market it to more people.
Worked for me.
It's weird to say that the Garden Warfare and Battle for Neighborville games are as fun as they are. It's such a silly, wacky idea, but that's what makes it work. You're not playing a dude bro shooter like Call of Duty or a war sim like Battlefield. This is what you play with your friends on Discord while
being responsible under the influence.
And just laughing at the absurdity going on. It's a shame though that this series isn't really popular anymore. Also on PC, it's apparently pretty dangerous with a lot of hackers and people who want to just do some nasty stuff to your data in your computer. If you can, just hit the consoles for these games.
And speaking of, I did the unthinkable to get more information on Plants vs. Zombies. I scoured the internet. I found a subreddit, the most popular subreddit, to see how many people were actually playing Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville and where they were playing it. And I got basically nothing. From what I could gather, I think most people are playing on Xbox, a few on PlayStation, barely anybody on Switch. Alright, so this might sound a little out of left field, and that's because Minecraft Dungeons is the most out of left field release like ever.
We all know Minecraft. We've all played Minecraft. We all love Minecraft. It is literally the highest selling game of all time. Now, I personally play to just unwind. I don't beat the nether, and I probably never will. So seeing the tried and true blocky art style from a new angle, literally, was just neat.
I loved this. It just looked so cool.
It seemed just so fun. And I gotta preface, I am not a dungeon crawler guy. I've never played Diablo. The only top-down games I really like are Zelda, and I've only played maybe 5 of those titles. But I've got a fair amount of hours in Minecraft Dungeons. There's a good amount of complexity here.
Minecraft Dungeons is pretty damn hard. Yeah. Levels are procedurally generated, so you can't just remember what it is and master it. Each run is unique, and you always gotta be on your toes. God, this is, what is going on? What did that warlock do to me? How long have I been here for?
This is going even better than the spooky games. What will fit all his criteria? Excited for release, but no one is playing anymore? Haha! Why didn't I see it before? This is the perfect game to make Major Pineapple into Major Memory Loss!
So this next game has to be one of my most anticipated games next to basically anything Spider-Man. I was skeptical, but it turned into one of my favorite gaming experiences that I feel I alone adore. Immortals Fenyx Rising.
Developed by Ubisoft.
Damn, 2 for 2, huh?
Immortals is basically a Greek-Roman mythology spin on the formula given to us by Breath of the Wild. The focus was less on puzzles and more on combat. The open world I think has a lot more to scale, and the story is more pronounced. Now I'm not saying it's better, but it's more of a focal point. The entire world is empty of NPCs other than the enemies, so it makes it feel like this desolate wasteland that really works for me. I love this game so much. I bought it again for PC. I haven't played much on PC, but still have it there.
Damn, I must have forgot how to download it. I think Ubisoft Connect also forgets me because I constantly have to log into it. Why am I forgetting so much?
The worst part of Immortals Fenyx Rising is that Ubisoft just started to ignore this game's existence after all the DLC dropped. Minimal updates, no more DLC, but there was a sequel planned that got canned.
It did pretty damn well for a brand new IP from Ubisoft, so this was promising. I saw it as a filler game to play between the new Zelda releases, so it could have easily taken over that market for thirsty Zelda fans and be a great entry title for that kind of game.
And sales were pretty decent too. It did the best on Switch, but that's because it was made with the Switch in mind as its baseline and just built upon itself for the other platforms.
Man, this sucks. I love this game and it's genuinely fantastic. I'm surprised they didn't collab with Kid Icarus. That would have made bank. Damn it, Ubisoft! And the worst of all, the main reasons why these games are forgotten is because there's not really a reason to go back to play them. They may have been good or, hell, even great games, but they didn't leave enough of a lasting impression or didn't give any replay value, so they're just forgotten. They're wiped from memory. Yeah, I get a lot of single-player games are very turn and burn, but back in the 7th generation, they always gave you a ton of reasons to go back and replay the campaign. Hell, people still play them to this day. Holy, I'm free and nothing's happening. You know, that warlock was full of shit.
Foolish mortal, I have completed my task. Major Pineapple will never game again. He is no more!